What is up, guys? Welcome in. My name is Nick and welcome to the channel. You join me today at Road America and we are behind the wheel of the McLaren 720s in the Forza GT hopper. Bringing this one out here as we've only had a little run in it so far, so looking to see how we do in these longer races. The first qualifying lap was a relatively pedestrian 209.3, however that was a lot better than our second attempt as we drove straight off the track into the grass, ruining that attempt. So on board for our third and final lap, we are looking to improve the first sector by about a tenth, coming through turn 7. Down here we're up to about 2.5 tenths up through the kink. We're going to be about 3 tenths of a second improvement so far. Nice easy braking down into Canada corner, looking to pick up the apex. A little bit wide for what you could have done, but we're going to use all of the runoff area on the exit coming into the final corner. Again, we're having a couple of stabs to get to the apex. There's a little bit of oversteer on turn in, so I had to back out a little bit. Again, using a lot of runoff, managed to find about 7 tenths through the last bit there, so we're just under 1.1 seconds improvement, leaving us to a very low 2:08 as a final qualifying time, which was good enough for P2. Unfortunately, we will end up getting the refueling bug on this, unfortunately, so we will be starting on low fuel and soft tyres. As a quick reminder, we are safety rate S with a skill rating of 4.674 coming into this one, looking to see if we can breach that 4.7 barrier. So away we go off the line here. We get a relatively good start. We're not really gaining anything on the Corvette behind. We gap the guards behind us initially in the first part, but as the slipstream starts kicking in and we race down to turn 1, they do start gathering up here. I lift off and brake a little bit earlier than I probably would normally. I'm so prone to turn 1 being such a clustercluck on this one, with people diving into the apex very aggressively, that I just wanted to leave a lot of space there if anyone decided to do that. But all that does is leave us slow on exit, gives the BMW behind us a chance to get in front. So we are now P3, braking down into turn 5. We drew up onto the curb a little bit there. We have a slight contact with the BMW in front of us, but nothing aggressive. I'm the one who ends up worse off for that one. Coming through turn 8 towards carousel, we are dropping down by about a second or so off of the lead, second and a half through the kink, and about 0.7 behind the BMW in P2. So we are dropping off the back of this group a little bit, braking into Canada corner again, getting a little bit more aggressive over the inside curb there. We get a better run over the rumbles on exit in the BMW in front, so we close up to about half a second. Again, a couple of stabs trying to find the apex there, and then I get very confused by the fact that pole position pits at the end of lap 1. I'm assuming he was running very, very low fuel and had a similar bug to me, maybe. It's the only reason I could think you'd want to pit at the end of lap 1, but anyway, that's beside the point. We have inherited P2 because of that, so we're looking to see if we can apply a bit more pressure to the BMW in front of us. We outbrake ourselves a little bit, and once again we get on the rumbles. We end up sliding, slam the brakes on, we lock up, try and avoid the BMW, leave them the slightest little kiss, but that gives the Bentley the chance to slide up the inside, so we are back again down to P3. Come to the end of lap 2 here, we've managed to stay within a second of the fighting group ahead of us, and as we begin lap 3, the Bentley will make the move up the inside of the BMW, so he is now moved into the lead of the race. Coming down into turn 5, we again miss our braking point a little bit, we go a bit deep, but the two cars ahead of us get all caught up together. Actually being a little bit further back gave me a bit of time to navigate my way through that, and we slide between the two of them to take P1 in this race here at the beginning of lap 3. So we've got 5 laps to hold out here. At the end of lap 3, completing this one here, we're going to be looking to see if we can drop into the mediums. So we've managed to make soft tyres last all the way to the end of lap 3, so it should be a comfortable run on the mediums to end this one. Now, being the tradition of the channel as it is, we are in pit lane, so it is time for me to ask you to drop me a like, leave me a comment, let me know you are enjoying the content, and if you are wanting to see more, do please subscribe for plenty more videos to come in the future. So as we rejoin, we are still P2, but we actually just slipped to P3 there. As you can see, coming up behind us, we've got a lot of traffic, so we try and hustle ourselves to the apex. A bit slower than what the cars behind us were expecting. One car does get caught out there, but we do manage to hold on to P3. Coming up through turn 6, we're looking to close it in on this Corvette in front of us. We managed to close down the gap a fair bit for the beginning part of this lap, and as we slide through turn 7, coming down, hurry down towards turn 8, we get towards the inside, brake, pick up the apex there, but we've managed to get that move done nice and comfortably. A little bit of oversteer on exit, get a bit too greedy with the throttle, but nothing major, and we managed to gap the people behind us by about 2 seconds. The guy who inherited first does pit at the end of lap 4, so we are going to be trying to maintain the gap for the remainder of this race here. We've managed to pull out about a 3-second gap through the course of lap 5. The car behind us at the moment has not pit yet, so there is still extra time there as well. That increased to about 4 seconds midway through lap 6, so we are going in the right direction. Not setting fastest laps at all, but we are being consistent and just making sure we don't do anything stupid. Increase the gap to about 6 seconds by the end of lap 6, so again we are just managing that gap to make sure that it does stay, and the main thing is say keep the car pointing in the right direction. And as we go on to the final lap here through the final corner, we end up with about a 7-second advantage over the guys behind us, so we will be taking our first proper win. We've had a couple of wins on the channel which I would put a little asterisk on, but this one here was a good one. We managed to qualify well, we were sensible, we didn't get caught out in any of the accidents in this one, so we will be taking the top step for the first time in this Road to 5k rating series. So fantastic result, but we are not done. Yes, another double header. We will go to Indianapolis double states race. We are once again in the McLaren. This one I had an absolute nightmare of a qualifying session. As you see, coming here up the back straight towards turn 7, we just completely missed the braking zone and drive off into the cones. On the second of the qualifying laps, I completely brain fart and run too wide and dirty the lap there, so we finished that, so we have at least a time. It's P6 on the dirty lap with quite a slow time at 1:25. On our third and final attempt, we managed to find about a 10th.5 through the first sector. We are coming through onto turn 10 and 11, where we managed to just drop a little bit too deep in the brakes, drop it into turn 12. We light up the rears and we just spin round, and out of frustration we bin it, and then I take a second or so just to think about how bad I am at this game. So with that, unfortunately we will be starting very much mid-pack, which is not where we want to be at all. P11 of 15 in fact is the starting position, so a lot of work to do in this one. We're not starting in the top 5 as we've been qualifying for recently, but yeah, we'll see what we can get done here. The win I don't think is going to be on it. I'm not quick enough, and yeah, starting from this position on the grid is not really going to lend itself to that, but we do get away. We don't have a fantastic start in this one. We bogged down a little bit through the first phase, that means we're going to be fighting on the inside here. Once again, this can be a bit of a messy situation to be, so I'm going to be very, very gentle. I'm going to put myself in the middle of the track, hoping no one's going to drive into the back of me, which we don't. We manage to slide through. We get a couple of positions up here. We lose a couple of positions, but we end up dropping 1 to P12 once all said and done. No, I actually made that P11 because that Viper slid off, but then we had a Porsche up the inside, so no, P12, no, P11. I can't keep up. Coming through the chicane here, as we go towards the curb here, we get spun out by said Porsche, but we try and style it out. We get a little graze off the wall, but we are at least pointing the right direction, so we don't lose too much time. We've only lost a couple of positions to P13, no, apologies, P14, so we're going to be looking to see if we can recover in this one here. So a lot to do on the first lap. Started P11 down to P14. We are currently last in this race here, but as you can see, we didn't drop too much time. They are still quite close to us. We are right on the back of the Viper. Beginning of lap 2, he gets all out of shape, as does a Merc off into the runoff on the left hand side. We have more dust getting kicked up in front of us as well. This Viper is struggling a bit with grip, and I wasn't really sure how to go about trying to get past him, to be honest. He's a bit all over the place. So as you can see, he drops another couple of wheels into the dust there, coming in to close the lap there through turn 12 and 13. We look to get a good run down the start finish straight to begin lap 3 here. He pulls to the inside, so we will go to the outside. Not really looking to sling it around the outside of him here. We brake a little bit early, give him the apex, so we're going to keep ourselves out wide, but he also gives me plenty of space here, so we managed to do the cutback. A little bit of oversteer as we get on throttle as we come through here. We go a bit defensive coming through the early corners here. He is very much right behind us, as you can see from the camera in the centre of that here. As we go through the chicane, we get a little bit of oversteer. That gives me quite a bad exit through that. We end up taking a bit of curb, which gives them enough for the Viper to catch us with this toe down the back straight into turn 7 there. So we are now back down to P10, just looking to hang on to the back of him as close as we can. Yeah, again, he's been a bit all over the place, a lot of loss of traction on his part. We power out through turn 14 onto the start finish straight to begin lap 4. We've got a much better run on him this time, and we've managed to get a bit further ahead of him, so we get through turn 1 cleanly this time. A little bit of a tap from the Merc behind us, but we do get the move done going through there, so we're now up to P8 with one person pitting as well, and we do manage to hold the position coming into the infield turn 7, 8 and 9 complex. And as we come through turn 10, you can see the Dodge behind us gets all out of shape, runs onto the grass, and that means we are safe. So coming into the beginning of lap 6, we've had a few people pit. We are up to P3 on track currently. Much like the race before, we're looking to see if we can get the mediums to last in this one, so we're looking to pit at the beginning of lap 8, giving us a 3-lap run on softs. So we're just just trying to manage the gap. It's not going particularly well. We're not putting in some very quick times, unfortunately. The tyres have held on. I've just not been able to extract the most out of them. See, we lost 6/10 on the last lap and 7/10 on this lap. So as we pit coming into the beginning of lap 8, we are going to be pitting behind the guy who has inherited first on the road. So looking to see if we can get softs for some 3 very quick laps to end the race here. And as in these double-headed ones, we are in a pit lane once again, so if you would do me the favour of dropping a like, leaving a comment if you are enjoying this one, and subscribing for plenty more Forza videos in the future. So as we come out here, we managed to come out back on P9. It's a bit of a weird pit exit, this one here. You don't get control of the car right till the very end, and it's a pretty clunky way to rejoin the track, to be honest. But anyway, we are comfortable P9. We were actually behind the BMW. We were behind the beginning of the Road America race as well. Much like the Dodge Viper earlier, he gets just a wheel onto the dirt there. He gets him a little bit out of shape coming through turn 10, which means we managed to get up the inside. We go a bit defensive coming into turn 12. We managed to hold that off there. We get a little bit of tap behind him, but nothing major. Coming through turn 7 on the end of lap 9, we've got an Audi off the road. That distracts me a little bit. We missed the braking point just a tad, so we're not the greatest to run through here. The Audi is very much out of shape. We're going to look to see if we can do the switchback on him again. So it'll be the 3rd move we've got done through this part of the track this race. So we're up to P7. It's not looking like we're going to get much more at this point, to be honest. We are lapping about roughly the same sort of times to those ahead of us. We just go a bit defensive on here just to make sure the Audi can't sling it around the inside of us to come through in the final couple of corners. Starting lap 10, we're looking in good times. We should have plenty of grip left for the rest of the race. We are P7 currently, but as you can see, through the course of lap 10, we didn't really make any inroads. We found a couple of tenths, maybe half a second or so. This final lap, we've managed to find a bit more time. We're only about a second or so behind here, but as you can see, there is a lot of smoke ahead of us. There is a lot of people getting a bit of last lap heroics. We get a free position with the guy off onto the grass here, and as we come through the second to last corner, looks to see if we can just capitalise if anything were to happen. And yeah, something does happen. One of the Porsches, I'm not really sure how. I've looked at that a few times. I'm not really sure how it happened, but he just ends up spearing to the left. I get a bit distracted running over the grass, get a very small time penalty, but we do inherit P5 in that one there, so we do manage to grab something right in the death. So after all of that, we are up to a skill rating of 4705, maintaining the S-Class safety ranking. So we have now broken the 4.7 barrier. Just a little way to go now to get to that 4.999 skill rating. Well, thank you very much for watching that one, guys. I did enjoy these races. The second one was a lot more difficult than the first, it must be said. If you enjoyed that, guys, do drop me a like, leave me a comment, let me know, and if you do want to subscribe for plenty more videos in the future, that would be amazing. Popping up on screen now, on the left we have the last time we went out in the 720s against Erie is Mr. Rory Alexander himself, and on the right is the Forza Motorsport playlist. If you enjoyed this one, do have a rummage through there. I'm sure you'll find something else to enjoy. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.